I made a little snarky joke at the beginning. It says the next Space Force chief throws cold water on the idea of space privateers. Of course, this is a long traditional thing that's all but ingrained in our Constitution from the very earliest days of this country. But in modern times, the new Space Force chief is not so sanguine about the idea, and he's not going to support it. So no letters of mark and reprisal for you.
Okay. I don't have that much to say about this. I don't know who this new guy is really.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. General Saltzman. In fact, we interviewed him on one of our shows earlier, but I don't really know that much about this guy, so I don't have a lot of comments. Too bad we can't have marks of reprisal, though. Those are the good old days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I just thought it was interesting because the Constitution explicitly gives the government the power to use privateers.
Right.
The practice has always been controversial. And somebody called it a morally ambiguous practice. You think?
I agree. I think it's morally ambiguous.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna. You know what? We all the shows we've done about the cislunar economy and property rights and how we're going to protect them on the moon and elsewhere. We're going to see a lot of morally ambiguous practices in the next couple of decades.
Boy, no kidding.
And all we'll be able to do is like say, hey,
Will we long for the days of lawfare when this stuff was confined to courts that didn't really have a lot of power over this problem?
Yeah, that might look quaint.
Yeah.
It might be the quaint old days in our dotage, talking about that.
Right. I don't I don't know that much. So this guy, Shies, Lieutenant General Doug Shies, is the nominee for the chief of space operations. That's the 4-star general that runs Space Force. He's currently a 3-star general. He's being considered for the 4-star position. Here's his quote: "There are definitely different mission areas where having commercial leasing, different ways to do that makes sense. Satellite communications, space domain awareness, things like that. But I also agree when it is a weapon system or a capability that would be able to harm another person's equipment, their assets, or even people, that needs to be completely owned by the Space Force and needs to be controlled."
Oh, of course. Sure.
So let's take a far-fetched idea, right? We've got a couple satellites up there that are building grabbers. I was just over at Starfish last week and saw their satellite with a grabber. On the surface, that's a maintenance system. I think it was Lockheed Martin sent up another maintenance system with a grabber yesterday, the day before, something like that. So those capabilities are out there, and if you do it benignly, great. But if you go up and grab somebody else's satellite, they might not have a sense of humor about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So does that mean that Space Force is going to buy one of those capabilities and just say, this is our satellite now? Or because marks of reprisal means it would be a private company going out and doing it on behalf of the government and getting paid for by the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of that could end up happening.
Yeah.